Hi guys, it's Amber. Thank you for coming to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about expectations and how they can be hindering and not always helpful. Right before I started doing this video, I was thinking about what am I going to do for this video? What topic should I do? And I was I was having a lot of expectations for how I want it to be, and I want it to be perfect, and I want it to be like this, and I want to have it the best topic. I want everybody to love it. I mean, of course, right? And those expectations were making me so nervous, making me have so much anxiety. And instead of shying away from that, instead of not owning the truth of that, I decided that I was going to make a video about it and just own that. Own the fact that I feel nervous, own the fact that, sometimes I don't know what to talk about. And then I have inspiration come because I've used that, right? And how that can be helpful. So, expectations, man, they can be really hard. I have lived with expectations, extremely high expectations of myself my whole life. And obviously part of that was because of my parents. And I had a very, very rough childhood. And I had a lot of expectations pushed on me. And when I would meet those high expectations, that's when I would be loved. It was almost like being loved equated to how good my performance was. And that obviously, of course, still plays into today because I have a lot of protector parts that are coming up that are trying to keep me safe still. They were created when I was young. The protection of making sure I meet those expectations, because when I meet the expectations, I don't get in trouble, and I also hopefully sometimes get a breadcrumb of love. And so when I get into adulthood, how that manifests in just this situation, like I've talked about, is that I come here and I'm like, what do I do? How do I do it? How can I make it perfect? I just need it to be perfect. What if it's not perfect? What are people going to think? What if I'm going to get, and all of it stems back to, am I going to get hurt? Am I going to get in trouble, right? It's not like I would actually get in trouble. Obviously, it's more like that's how the part was feeling when it was created, so that's how it manifests now. And even though now it's easier for me to recognize that, before I wouldn't have recognized that. So doing a lot of the IFS work, which is the parts work that I've done a video about, I'll link it in the description box. Doing a lot of the parts work I've done has really helped me come to see how all that works, and how to talk to the part and love the part, and then work with the part and not get rid of it, and work with it so that I can, move through and have success, right? Because sometimes when you have expectations that are really high, it's almost like I'm never going to meet them, so why even try sometimes? And other times it's like I'm going to burn myself out to do whatever I need to do to make those expectations happen, because if I don't, something bad's going to happen. And I feel like a lot of us deal with this issue. I feel like a lot of us deal with expectations of ourselves and of our families or our friends or whatever. And a lot of that is from childhood. And, I feel like if we had had parents that didn't rate our performance as what was, the most important, if they could have rated our happiness as what was more important, I think that our society as a whole would be a lot different. I feel like parents can sometimes make us feel like we're not good enough. At least that's how my parents made me feel. Obviously, if this wasn't you, that's amazing. I would hope that you didn't have that happen to you. But I feel like in America it's pretty common. And we almost strive to, like, it's such a hustler community, right? Go, 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 make enough money, do what you have to do, go as hard as you can, don't stop, keep working, find the next job, don't ever be lazy, don't ever, don't be a failure. And those don't give us permission for the parts of ourselves that need to rest. It doesn't give us permission to just rest. It doesn't give us permission to say, wow, if I fail, then I'm not going to be good enough. And then what does that make me? We have to start making failure not so scary, not so, abhorrent. We're all going to fail, and that's just part of being human. And fail, it's like fail, like really when you break down the word fail, it's like, how did you fail? You tried, and I feel like trying, we don't try because it feels like failure is so hard. You're so afraid to fail. Like, I'm so afraid to fail that I don't even try it, and then I don't get to get to the rest of it because I don't even try. And that, in my opinion, is worse. I would want to try all the time and fail at it all the time rather than, not failing. And not trying, I guess. Someone mentioned this to me yesterday. It's like, there was in this book, I don't know the book or whatever, they were just talking about it. And it was like, he said that you want to wake up in the morning and look out at the sea of people and their nose and still have a good day and still be able to have a good day, right? It's almost like, how can we take that attitude into our daily lives? How can we love all of ourselves? How can we love all of our parts? How can we love the fact that we feel so much pressure? And how can we love the fact that even when feeling pressure, we're able to relieve that pressure because we pay attention to it instead of just keeping on going? And I'm not saying like, don't do work and don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying go attack pressure from a different angle. Look at why you feel the pressure. Speak to the part that's pressure. Like, what is it saying? How is it, not making you feel safe? I want to work in a flow space. A lot of the times I'm either not working at all, or I'm working really, really hard because I'm in a place of fear because I don't want something bad to happen. And I want to be in the middle place, like a place of flow, right? A place where you have creativity, a place where you have your imagination, a place where you're not afraid. And if you are afraid, you're able to talk to that part and soothe that part so that it's not so loud. And what I did before I did this video was I talked to expectation, and I took a minute and I talked to fear and I talked to resistance, because those are the parts that were coming up to protect me. And if I would have not talked to them, I don't think I could have done this video. And so a lot of the work that I've been doing is about seeing what parts are happening, understanding it from the childhood point of view, and understanding how it grows with you, and loving the parts and finding a way to make them feel safe. And that's a question you can ask. How can I make you feel safe so that you're not so loud? Because that nervousness and that fear and that expectation, that pressure I was feeling on myself, it was a lot. And I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing if I hadn't tackled them. So I want you to ask yourselves, in what way am I expecting too much of myself? In what ways is expectation hindering my life? In what ways is pressure making me less effective? A lot of this frees you up. It frees your creativity up. It frees your inspiration up. It frees the part of you that is the self that is always ready for anything, right? I mean, it's like, those protective parts are part of you, of course, but they take over to protect you, and it's hard to move through them. So it can keep you from being in flow. It can keep you from, inspiration. It can keep you from your imagination. It can keep you from being able to move to the next step in your life. A lot of the work I'm doing is about moving through and finding ways to soothe the lost and broken parts of myself. And I really want to help people do the same. I want people to wake up and love every single part of themselves. I want people to not be so hard on themselves. I want people to achieve their dreams. I want people to get up in the morning and feel good about themselves, and even when those scary, weird, you know, bad parts of ourselves comes up, we're like, I love you. How can I make you feel safe? What can I do to help you feel better? Because you're here with me, and I'm with you. I'm with you, and and to have a relationship with like that with yourself, like I'm having now. And I've only been doing this for like a year, and I'm not perfect. And these parts still come up. Like I was just explaining, this part came up in right before I was doing this video, and I worked through it. And I'm here now talking to you guys, and I'm able to have my inspiration and my flow and not let the nervousness overtake me, because that's what was happening to me before. I was almost like, I can't do the video. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm out. Like, I don't know. And so I'm able to do that with you guys today because of that. And I'm really excited to just be sharing all this stuff with you guys. I think it's groundbreaking. I think that it could help a lot of people. It's helped me so, so much. And I just really appreciate you if you're watching this. And I hope I've helped in some ways, or soothed you, or made you feel like you belong, because you do. And, I just want to make people understand how valuable they are, and find the compassion for themselves, because they deserve it. Everyone does. And so that's what I'm here to do on this channel. I would really appreciate if you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.